Dear students, welcome to our English class. Today, our topic is Unit 5 under the theme Education and Career. C reading. The title of the lesson is They Literally Build a Nation. Under A reading and B reading, you have done with The Treasure Within, which is an interview by Bela Raja, editor of Spurge, a newsletter, with Mr. Hafiz Contractor, one of the leading architects of India. Let's watch a video before we begin with the lesson.
From the tallest towers to the largest tunnels, some of the world's largest civil engineering wonders are just being built. The capabilities of civil engineers and architects are only growing as engineering software and scientific research advance their fields. While you may look back on projects and think that the Hoover Dam or the Burj Khalifa is the best civil engineering we'll ever get, let's take a look at a few projects that might be even more impressive. Las Vegas Convention Center Tunnel. Above and underneath the well-trodden streets of Sin City is the development of a $52.5 million tram network for the Las Vegas Convention Center. While work initially began above ground on this high-profile transportation system, the below-ground tunneling work marks the first commercial project for Elon Musk's Boring Company. The tunnel will span 1.5 miles under Las Vegas and will be capable of moving 4,400 passengers per hour, turning a 15-minute walk into a 2-minute ride. While this may not seem all that impressive, it's a major milestone in underground engineering. Tunnel digging may be centuries old, but commercializing the process for transport on a large scale could well expand the use of transportation tunnels to many other metropolises. Jeddah Tower, Saudi Arabia. While you've probably heard of the Burj Khalifa, you might not have heard the name Jeddah Tower yet. Construction on the tower began in 2013, and when it's completed in 2021, it's set to take the new crown as the world's tallest skyscraper, Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge. This civil engineering mega project isn't just your normal bridge though. It's the longest sea crossing and the longest open sea fixed link in the entire world. High-speed railway, California. California is working on constructing a high-speed train network that could completely change the transportation landscape of the state. The future of civil engineering projects is looking bright. We're building taller towers, bigger, more usable tunnels, longer bridges, and more impressive structures. It seems that nothing can overcome the desire to build things bigger and better than what's been done before.
Hope you understood the meaning of engineering. Engineering means the practical application of technical and scientific knowledge to a project. And who is an engineer? An engineer is a person who uses his scientific knowledge to solve the problems. Let's understand meanings for some of the new words. Disciplines, the subjects of study. Exaggeration, an overstatement. Sophisticated, advanced and complicated in the way they work. Stringent means strict. Stringent means strict. Client means customer. Multifaceted, having many faces or branches. Offshore, at a distance from the seashore. Compliance, conformity in fulfilling official requirements. Internship, training to gain practical experience. Procurement, obtaining the required material. Here are some more words. It is a picture of a floor plan. This image is in two dimension, so it is called as 2D floor plan. Another one is a picture which shows the 3D image, that is three-dimensional image, that is length, breadth, and the top view of the image. A plan is a must before the construction begins. These are the different levels of construction. Construct means to build. This is a picture showing the process of digging a tunnel. This shows how they are built underground and the equipment needed to crush and make way for the tunnel. These are landscapes, means growing greenery in the surrounding areas of the project or the construction or a building. Here you can see laying of big pipelines and the connections for the sewerage. Next comes the offshore site. Offshore is nothing but away from the shore. Offshore sites are needed to extract oil and natural gas from the seas and oceans. These are the multi-storied buildings. Let's begin the lesson. Civil engineering is one of the oldest disciplines of engineering. It involves the design, construction, and management of infrastructure, highways, railways, airports, harbors, bridges, tunnels, ensuring supply of high quality water, among others, and hence the term is used in a very broad sense. It may not be an exaggeration to state that almost every major project has a contribution from a civil engineer. I think you know there are different streams of subjects after your 10th class. Yes. Like you need to choose maths or sciences or social studies or many other branches according to your interest levels. And after intermediate, you go to the graduation level, maybe a professional graduate. In that, engineering is one of the professional graduation where you have many branches like electrical, electronics, computer science, chemical engineering, and civil engineering. Among all these branches of engineering, civil engineering is the oldest discipline of engineering. And here you need to understand that civil engineering is a branch which is involved in construction of all these projects like highways, like laying roads, railways, airports, tunnels, bridges, etc. And it is also a fact that it is not the exaggeration, it is a fact that every project has a contribution from civil engineer. He is needed in every step of a construction procedure. The role of the civil engineer has been continuously changing. Earlier, engineers would focus their efforts on production of site plans, crank out drawings, turn them over to contractors, and pretty much be done with it. But things are much more sophisticated these days. It means it has been changing and developed a lot. The role of civil engineer has been changing a lot. Development of landscape today requires thoughtful planning and an understanding of regulations. Permit requirements are more stringent and more numerous. Schedules are constrained and owners are mindful of their expenditures. For construction, you need permission. So, construction permission laws and rules are very strict, and also owners want their projects in their budgets. Civil engineers today are expected to stay with the clients and guide them through the approval and construction process while offering strategy, advice, and their experience. So, not only giving a plan and involved in construction, they are also staying with the clients, with the customers, right from the first step to the last step of the project. Civil engineers are multifaceted, taking on roles and responsibilities that are varied. Environmental civil engineers focus on all round development of design and construction skill of working in harmony with nature, with a focus on environmental issues such as wastewater and sewerage disposal. Engineers operate as guardians of nature. Structural engineers are responsible for design of buildings, offshore oil platforms, etc. Highway engineers are responsible for design of traffic flow planning, roadway geometry design, etc. You need to understand that civil engineers are multifaceted. That means they take up so many roles in the project. Civil engineers are involved in all the steps of construction, maybe a minor or a major one, right from the plan approval to finishing the project. Like some maybe environmental civil engineers who need to focus on the project working in harmony with nature, and also structural engineers who are responsible for design of buildings and offshore oil platforms. Highway engineers are responsible for laying the roads and also traffic flow planning. Structural engineers are involved in the design of small residential buildings, multi-storied buildings, microwave towers, transmission lines for electricity, and pipelines for water, oil, and gas supply. Construction engineers. What do they do? We see. They plan and coordinate construction projects. They may have a job title such as constructor, construction superintendent, general superintendent, project engineer, etc. Construction managers evaluate and determine appropriate construction methods and the most cost effective plan and schedule. This may require sophisticated estimating and scheduling techniques. Construction managers regularly review engineering and architectural drawing and specifications to monitor progress and ensure compliance with plans and schedules. Construction managers need to assess the budgets and they need to make proper estimation of the project, and also they regularly monitor the construction process. And thus, it would be advisable for students to undergo practical industry experience through internships, cooperative education programs, or work experience in the industry. Means students, while they are in the graduation, they undergo the internship programs to gain the practical knowledge. Another key discipline is quantity surveying, technical skills acquired in areas of estimating, costing, and specification together with good knowledge of various procurement routes, tendering procedure, and contracting essentials make quantity surveyors an inseparable part of the construction industry. Here, quantity surveying is another discipline where the technical skills acquired during their graduation process and also internships, work experience makes them assess the cost of construction and the procurement routes and also the procedure of tender notices, which becomes the inseparable part of construction industry. Quantity surveying, cost estimation, marketing routes, tender notices, contract deals, in all these areas they play an important role. Children, as you finish your schooling, you might be eager to choose the subjects in intermediate level. If you are very passionate to be called as a civil engineer in future, these are the job opportunities which exist. Design offices, consulting firms, government departments such as municipalities, environmental agencies, as well as with contracting firms. Now, let us see some of the recent developments in the field of civil engineering. Yes, this is called as Atal Tunnel. This is a long tunnel built under the mountains to connect two different places in Manali region. Atal Tunnel is an engineering masterpiece of our country. This was laid under the mountain to cut short the distance of 46 kilometers in the Manali hill station, a hanging bridge. This was recently inaugurated by the government in Hyderabad over Durgam Cheru. This is a sea link from Bandra to Worli in Mumbai. It's a connecting road link over the sea. There ends the lesson, children. Let's see how far you have understood. What are the different constructions planned by a civil engineer? Civil engineers plan constructions like highways, railways, airports, harbors, bridges, tunnels, along with ordinary buildings. They also plan water supply and sewage disposal schemes, pipelines for oil and gas supply. Let's see the next question. Show the division of civil engineering into other branches. A few branches of civil engineering are construction engineering, water resource engineering, survey engineering, structural engineering, municipal engineering, tunnel engineering. Let's see the other one. What do environmental engineers focus on? These engineers focus on all-round development of design and construction skill in harmony with nature so that nature should not get disturbed because of the construction process. Next question. Do you think civil engineering is a challenging job? Why? You can give your own answer here. Yes, civil engineers play a vital role in almost every project. They stay with the clients, guide them through the approval and construction process, offering advice based on varied experience. They are multifaceted, so it is a challenging job for them. What type of career would you like to choose in the future? Children, you need to give your own answer here. Think before you answer and choose your career accordingly. I would like to choose give your career option as my career because, and now you write why do you like that career? Why do you want to be in that profession? Children, I hope you understood the lesson well. If not, go through the lesson once again. Try to give your own answers for the reading comprehension part. Search from the text, go through the worksheets, and don't forget to answer the online test. Happy learning! Thank you.